that taught a class that you have an A in. I just say a teacher that made you work hard. That's usually your best choice. This third point, not related to the summer, but similar. It's called Minding the Gap, and that's just a reminder for me to talk about gap year and mention that, because oftentimes students don't really think about the gap year opportunities, and what they are really, they're programs, structured programs that occur between senior year and freshman year of college. Because the truth of the matter is some kids aren't ready to go. I've had a few students, I've only had one young lady, but most of them are usually my guys, they're just not ready to leave home. And so this gap year option is a great experience for them in terms of really getting some independent skills, maybe getting some living skills before launching into college. And so there are a number of great programs out there, and I stress that it's a structured program, so it's not about your kid just taking off a year to hang out. That's not going to work, but really doing something in a positive way that's going to support them socially and in so many other ways. And colleges actually sometimes prefer students who will do a gap year. So one of my students from a couple of years ago, class of 2016, had been admitted to Princeton, and Princeton asked him to do a gap year. So now he's just in his freshman year, and he did a gap year in Somalia. So they have been encouraging that for a number of years, where they have structured programs for freshmen to take that year to really get, to grow up. That's really what it's about, taking that year to grow up. And one of my students who did a gap year a few years ago, I was talking with his mom once he was away, and she said that changed his life. It changed his life. And I can tell you that was really significant for me to hear, because this kid used to come to my meetings hot. So I was glad he changed his life. And the last point I want to make for parents for seniors is to get help, but not do the work for them. And I've talked about this again and again. I also want to just mention one more parent that I worked for, and which is how I got here today, is through Felicia Williams, who's the Executive Vice President and Controller at Macy's in Cincinnati. And when I worked with her son, of course, you know, for Felicia, she was a little bit concerned that they weren't going to get any scholarship money, that she wouldn't qualify. And for all of my parents, regardless, I still encourage them to do the FAFSA form and also do the CSS profile, even if they don't think they're going to get anything for college. Because how you estimate your need is totally different from how the colleges estimate it and how much they want your team to attend that college, okay? So make sure that you don't miss that opportunity to still apply. And so for his list, her son's list, for Felicia's son's list, we looked at those colleges that did offer merit scholarships and places where they would be a good fit for him, and there would be opportunities for him to still get scholarship money even if they didn't qualify. I had a parent last year in the class of 2017, both were physicians, and the college that their daughter ended up going to gave them an additional $12,000 because they filled out the FAFSA. They didn't qualify for any money, but they filled out the FAFSA, they got an additional $12,000 on top of the scholarship money that she got. And so they're paying probably about maybe 15 to 20% of the total amount for the year. Yeah, so they got some good money. For Felicia, I know her son got around $60,000, and he's at University of Dayton. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good, yes. Here are my kids. I'll tell you a little bit about what happened to them. So my son on the left there is Jan. He's now a sophomore at Georgetown. And I can tell you that I'm paying less than 10%. It costs me more to put them through high school than it does for me to pay for college for him. On the right is my son Miles. He is a freshman at Stanford and still a lot less than what that sticker price is. And I got my letter from him yesterday that I owe them for spring term, and I'm excited. I'm fine with it. Fine with it. And my daughter Vera is a sophomore in high school still. So that's those three. Any aha moments for you guys? Oh, right here. You have a aha moment.
Okay. Now my daughter, we've been doing different things. We found out that she stayed over at Xavier for a week.
Yeah.
Where she went to work at the free stores and all those. And we do a lot of volunteer work.
Yes.
Which helps. And anything that she participates in. And since he took her, they had the pre-SAT, ACT. We've done all the pre.
Yes.
And it's money out there that pays for you to take them to.
Yes, it is. Thank you for adding that. Definitely, definitely. Thank you for adding that. Questions or, yes?
I had a
Thank
question.
you.
You
Sure.
said the recommendations, you said the recommendations on 4 subjects. What about moderators of like National Honor Society moderator, speech and debate moderator, or should they stick to core subject teachers?
Yeah, only if they had a class with that teacher will they allow it. And the other thing I'll say about that, if the college asks for 2 recommendations, only 2. Because I'll have kids who say, well, I know my honor society, coordinator, and I want her to send in 1. Or I know my pastor, he likes me, I'll have, no, just those 2 and core teachers. Yep. Any other questions? Or aha moments?
I have a question.
Sure, Marcia, thank you.
You mentioned deferred.
Yes.
The student was deferred, or I guess
Uh-huh.
when they applied. What does that mean?
Okay, so when students apply through early action or early decision, the college can either accept, deny, or defer. Defer means that they will wait on your application, usually wait until you send in your first semester grades, and also wait until they get all the other applications before they decide on yours. Yeah, and usually it stresses kids out a lot when they get deferred, because a lot of them just want to have it over and be done. And that was my son, my oldest, because he just likes to do things at the last minute. And so what he did was he had applied early action to a college, and so he was just like, okay, I'm done, because I know I'm going to get in this college. I'm done. So this was back in November. So he was just hanging out, doing nothing. I shouldn't say he wasn't doing anything. He was doing his schoolwork, but still, he wasn't working on any college applications. And so in mid-December, he found out